Shit.
I believe we're live now. You can check
Oh,
if we're
whoops.
live officially.
It says live.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm. Take us in,
What's going
Rose.
on? What's going on? What's going on? Man, my man Leon Edwards got to be cursed by this point. Like I actually believe in the Leon Edwards curse the same way I believe in the Khabib versus Ferguson curse. Now, that being said, I don't know if he's ever gonna fight for a belt. What are you guys' thoughts?
Saying he's cursed is stupid. Okay, he made the mistake directly after Herb Dean literally explained to him, "This is not okay." You can point him at the sky, but this is not okay. Seconds after, bam, right in his freaking face. It's like, come on, bro. We all know the game, you know. I mean, should it have been a DQ? Could have been. I don't know if it should have been, but yeah, it was pretty bad. I can't stop thinking about Bilal and this reaction. That shit was crazy. It was bad. But
My thing with that, go ahead.
Well, just on the title shot thing, to say he's never going to get a title shot, I think if he keeps winning, it's inevitable, obviously, but I don't think he's in the title shot next. 100% that ain't happening. Hell no. Either he's going to run it back with this cat or they're going to give him another fight. There's too much star power in the welterweight division.
By this point, I'm just hoping that Bilal Muhammad doesn't go blind.
Oh, he said he's fine. He posted. He said there's no damage to the eye. Yeah, he said he's all right. He has an insane cut on his eyelid, and his eye is like super red. But he said there's no damage to the eye itself. So
okay, that's good.
It's just I'm assuming that the grazing the eyeball the way it did. I mean, that's just, Jesus. I can't even imagine.
Yeah. All right, got it. What do you guys think, Jem, Chris?
Well, for one, let's put some respect on his name. Leon Edwards looks sharp. He looked ready. He looked very aware, alert,
as always.
Very strong, and there's very little holes in his game. Maybe he had a little ring rust, but I thought that he was going to win the fight, whether it was by decision or maybe a later finish. Who knows? But it's unfortunate for Leon and for Bilal Muhammad. You know, this was a chance for Bilal to come up in the rankings and show that he's one of the elite, and a chance for Leon to show that he still has it. So it's really unfortunate. As far as getting the belt, knowing Dana White, unless Leon gets a fight like Kobe Covington or a big name fight, I don't see it happening.
Agreed.
So, yeah, I think the complete opposite. So now that we know Muhammad's okay, honestly, I think they're going to run that back. And my first question is, how quick for something like this, maybe a DQ, a no contest? I want to know how quick we've seen a turnaround with other fights, because I think they're going to rebook them in 3 to 4 weeks. I think they're going to run it back. I don't think Leon Edwards had any ring rust. I think he looked great in there. I think they're going to run it back, and I think he's going to fuck him up. And then boom, next title shot with Usman, because Usman's all but cleared out the top 5 or 6. So I don't really see anyone else in there that like is interesting for Usman to fight. So I think a month from now that's going to be rebooked. You're going to see a rematch.
I honestly disagree. I don't think Leon Edwards wants it. He's going to do everything in his power to not get it. He was probably going to go show up at Kobe Covington's house begging him for a fight so he doesn't have to fight this cat. I don't see he doesn't want it. You could tell in the post fight. I don't even like the way he handled himself post fight. To be honest, I don't know. Not feeling. I wasn't feeling him before. I'm not feeling that. It's like. So what Jem said, put respect on the skills. I disagree. I didn't see any ring rust from the start. He looked incredible. He looked like he was like he just fought yesterday. He looked amazing. I don't see them giving him a title shot off that. Quite obviously.
Also, I don't know if I see a rematch between the two either. I don't think there's enough intrigue behind that. I think it's like knowing Dana White. I think Dana White is probably gonna want to bring Hamzat, the whole Hamzat thing back, or I could see him possibly fighting Wonder Boy, because Wonder Boy is in the top 5.
Yeah,
I was thinking that too.
But man, if he has to fight Wonder Boy, that's like the worst possible like route to a title shot right now, because Wonder Boy is fighting like he's 18 years old now.
Seriously.
So and he's you talk about Power Rangers, like Wonder Boy is the OG Power Ranger. So yeah.
Also, I don't think Wonder Boy's gonna take it either. Wonder Boy won't take that fight. Unless he absolutely had to. I think he wants people above him. He doesn't want to do
What,
that.
against Leon?
No. Oh, you're talking about Leon Edwards.
Yeah, Leon Edwards. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Bilal this whole time. My bad.
Nah, Leon Edwards.
That's a great
Yeah,
fight
Leon
for Wonder
Edwards.
Boy.
Well,
Yeah, that is.
all right. So Leon made a statement saying that he's not interested in the rematch with Muhammad. He's not interested at all.
100%. Yeah.
So he's done with that. But as far as matchup wise, once again, I might sound crazy, but I've been saying this for a while now. Leon gives anyone in the top 5 problems, serious problems.
100%. 100%.
Yep.
He gives anybody, period, a problem. He's that good. Nobody's saying he's that not. He's fantastic everywhere. Keep that in mind. It's not like any one place because his striking has gotten way better. And for some reason, he looks like he has more power now, which is crazy. Yep. He looks like he's hitting with power. And then if that's not working, there's always that fear of that takedown that's going to come, It's just, he's incredible everywhere, Is he, I don't think he beats Usman, quite obviously. I think you need weapons to beat Usman. I don't even think he beats Masvidal. Keep it above. I think Masvidal could beat him. Masvidal's takedown defense is phenomenal. And watching Bilal with that takedown defense was incredible. I mean, I got to give that dude props because stopping a takedown from Leon Edwards is damn near impossible. And he was holding him up, man. He did great. Even in the center of the octagon, not even using the cage, stuffed the takedown. Like that's noteworthy on Bilal's part,
I mean, but that's the thing though. But I knew that the wrestling where they would kind of neutralize each other there because Bilal Muhammad is like one of those. He's one of those people who has that culture of wrestling, just like Khabib and Islam and all these guys. Mm-hmm. Like you can even see the way he's built. Like he's built similar to them.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't really see any intrigue with that fight. I think everyone kind of knows where that was headed. I see him. I see Leon Edwards fighting Wonder Boy or maybe Hamzat if he could recover.
Hope so.
Can we talk about that head kick in round 1?
Head kick, oh man.
That head kick in round 1.
The fact that it was blocked and it's still, he went like this and it still went through and had him. Oh my God, that was crazy.
I'm telling you guys now, Leon is going to be better. Leon is going to be more of a finisher. I can already tell he's been training really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I can already see it happening where he's going to shock the world a few times.
He's scary, man. He's scary.
So
here's the thing, though. Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, I was going to say one more thing. I don't see how these two are not going to rematch because that looks really bad, that it ends in an eye poke. It was, he was warned and then he pokes this guy's eye almost out of his skull. If you don't give Bilal like another shot, I mean, it just seems it's a real bad look. I mean, kind of for Leon Edwards, but almost a bad look for the UFC because what are they going to send this guy back to the super prelims and just have Leon move on? I don't know, man. That doesn't look good.
We're 100% with you, but it's not whether it should happen. It's whether Dana White's going to happen.
Dana White, yeah.
Dana White's all that matters. He's still chasing Khabib while he has all these hungry guys that could be fighting for a belt. Dana's his own guy. It's his company. This ain't UFC. This is Dana White's show. So
yeah, that's fair.
That's a fact. And what's up with these disqualifications? Like do these guys did these guys not see like Leon Edwards? I mean, what's his name? Aljamain Sterling get kneed into orbit like just a week ago. Like what's up? I don't know what's going on. Like
it's weird, man. It was weird.
Eric Anders was dominating that fight.
Oh my God.
And
which I didn't think was dominating that fight.
I was just thinking like when I was watching, I'm like, damn, maybe middleweight is a good division for him because he's big for that division, kind of like Jared Cannonier. I was thinking, damn, okay, like he's actually looking legit. Like I always saw him like, oh man, this bum. But like, but at middle,
damn, Rose.
I agree.
That dude is skilled. It's just this is the problem. This is the problem on Andrew. Other than that, he's skilled.
Eric Anders. I don't know. I was never sold on him. Like I feel like ever since I've been watching him, he's been losing a lot more than he's been winning. Like I think he probably won 2 fights since I've been watching him. And lost way more.
I was heavy on him on his come up, but
same here. The come up, but he kind of declined. You know what? I mean, honestly, I feel like maybe in the moment, it's easy to get in it, but the way that he landed that knee, it wasn't like it was a quick kind of pace fight. It was like he took time and then kneed him in the head. So he had time to really like restrain himself from doing it. I mean, you saw Angela Hill previously restrain herself from kneeing the other girl to the head. So I'm not sure what's going on. You know, as far as the eye pokes, that makes more sense because in training, you know, getting distance, all that stuff, your fingers are you kind of used to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like that. So the gloves, Bellator has it correct. The gloves in Bellator, it's kind of you know your fingers.
It's
lean
not an
more.
exact science, but it's better. It's
It's a
definitely
lot
better.
better because the eye post you don't see it as often in Bellator, especially those kind of bad eye posts like that. Oh man, yeah,
But the problem also lies is that this is such an orbit of different sports that is just if you hinder their hand and you make it hard for them to open their hand, that's gonna fuck up the grappling because a lot of times I need to open my hands to like grab you in certain ways and it's just if I'm forced to like push my fingers out like that does kind of suck for the fighter as far as groundwork is.
And I've also
concerned.
heard too, the UFC wants to own like the proprietary, I guess, you know, patent
course they
element
do.
of that glove. And
that's
Of
why.
course they do.
yeah, and whoever owns it doesn't want to just straight up sell that patent, whatever makes it proprietary. So is Dana White really going to let these fighters get their eyes gouged out of their head on live TV?
Yes,
because
yes,
of business?
he will.
That was rhetorical, but yeah, I think
He doesn't even let them make money because he wants them to wear uniforms.
Hold on.
Because he wants uniforms.
That Venom check is coming, so don't count out.
Oh,
don't
shut
count
up,
out that.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I don't know if you guys saw, but there was almost a third no contest on the card. Someone almost got a Showtime foot stomp. You see that guy run up the cage?
Oh,
Almost,
that was
stomp the guy in the head.
incredible, bro.
Yeah.
He looked like he was gonna stomp on his head and then turn and bing. That shit was crazy.
Showtime DQ stomp. We almost saw
Yo,
one.
I swore he was gonna stomp on his head. I was like, oh! It was crazy.
With that fight, with the Stewart fight, and what's his name, Eric Anders.
Your boy.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but did he that was a no contest, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I don't understand is how is that a no contest, but Aljamain Sterling is sitting at home with a belt? I don't really understand that. Like how do you get a belt for that? But then in a regular, you know, fight, like on a regular fight night fight, you know, it's just a no contest. That's so weird.
I know while it happened, DC and I forgot who else was on the commentary club. They were talking about it. They were saying that there's different circumstances that can play into it. The fact that it was early in the fight, the fact that it was obviously not intentional. I don't know, but I don't know, bro. If you knee a down an obviously down fighter, let's just keep it a obviously down fighter, and he can't continue, that's a DQ, and you just got to eat it. That's just what it is.
And it's the same thing with John Jones. When John Jones kneed Anthony Smith, and Anthony Smith had the opportunity to actually take the title.
Anthony Smith could have did what Aljamain did and beat John Jones.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with these guys.
Right. I mean, that's the thing about it. You know, a lot of people, you know, somebody that I know said that, you know, Aljamain shouldn't have got the belt. It should have been a no contest. But then where does the DQ come in place? Like where does the rule of being disqualified come in place in MMA? You know, you can't call everything, you know, that knee, you know, he you know, they told him he was a down opponent. He's down. He had time to assess the situation, and he just plowed the hell out of him with that knee.
100%.
You know?
But the argument can be made is that you strip him of the belt because of the DQ, and then the belt is in the air for the next fight. That's an argument, you know. Instead of giving a man that didn't win the belt, you know, say, you know what, you obviously fucked up, strip him, and then you work out whatever is going to be next. You know, you can do the obvious rematch should be done, and that's it. Then it's for the vacant title.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
So I heard with they gave Piotr the DQ because I heard the reason was intent and not maybe specifically him, but his corner was yelling at him, knee him
supposedly,
in the head, and that translated into actual intent, and that's why he got the DQ and lost. Allegedly, that's what I've heard.
Supposedly, when they translated, they were just saying hit him. That's all they were saying.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
there was nothing about the head.
Yeah, I mean, even though Eric Anders, that looks like he had much more intent with that knee. than Piotr. But I'm going to be
I don't
honest.
know.
I'm going to be honest. Anyone that spells their name with a Y, anyone who spells Eric with a Y, I don't trust them. They should get the DQ.
Somebody tweeted, what was it, Chito Vera? Chito Vera tweeted the same knee, but without all the after show.
Nah, Chito Vera is a real dude. Like Chito Vera is a real dude. Like Chito Vera, that's another guy, man. He'll give any one of those dudes problems. 100%. Any one of them. I feel like it's unfortunate for Sean O'Malley that you know, they were trying to like make it like, oh, like just two casual prospects. Like Chito Vera is not just some random prospect. Like he's a veteran of the game who just happens to be in like a prospect position. So that was kind of unfortunate that he had to run into someone who could be a future title holder, possibly, you know what I mean? Or at least title challenger in the future. So, but anyway, this guy, Eric Anders is crazy. Where were you guys? Who were you guys? Because there was a lot of crazy finishes last night. Who are you guys like most impressed by? Like as far as like the top three, like who are your top three? And there was a lot of good moments, but who are your top three people you were impressed by? I'll start. For me, it was Charles Jourdain.
Amazing.
Like I like he
did the same thing the doctor did to me the last time. Remember the doctor? I felt the same thing. Like I became a fan of that cat. Like
man, that was disgusting. Like that was to me the Charles Jourdain fight was the fight of the night. Like that fight, because that dude, because that dude he was fighting was also a savage. That dude had some crazy body shots. He was getting like mollywopped, and then he gets up and then he eggs him on like he was so game.
He was crazy. He's crazy.
So I can't wait to even see that guy fight. That's how you know something is a fight of the night, when you can't wait to see even the loser fight. And that loser, I think, just like Jim is always saying, you could either break the spirit, the break them mentally, or break them physically. He broke that dude physically. Like kind of like a Robbie Lawler and Rory McDonald. He broke him physically. Like at that point, it was just nothing else that he could do. But Charles Jourdain, extremely impressive. And
also shout out to the commentators aggressively saying Rojo every time they said his last name. It was hilarious. Yeah. Rojo.
It's savage.
Like Marcelo Rojo. I was just like, Jesus, why do they keep saying it like that? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And so I was impressed. So that was one guy. Second was Ige. I was impressed by Ige because I'm the first one to always say, damn man, Ige needs to go to bantamweight. And Ige himself hates that. Like he hates the idea that people see him as like this undersized fighter, kind of like a he's like a Frankie Edgar 2.0, like a undersized guy, but kind of like new and improved skills. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he has a slight bit more skills overall than Frankie Edgar. And
with Frankie Edgar, just on that, Frankie Edgar, the thing with him is that short. That was the same thing like Daniel Cormier kind of always had, or Kelvin Gastelum kind of always had. They're just short, so it seems like they're smaller. But Frankie Edgar carries weight on him, though. He's not a thin guy. You know, it's just that he's shorter than the rest of them, so it kind of like puts him at a disadvantage.
So like Ige and Frankie Edgar probably walk around at like 150, and like a lot of these featherweights walk around at like probably. They walk around. I mean, I know they're around the same size because I remember Frankie Edgar was saying his weight was like 153. Like that's how he walked around.
Right now, yeah. Remember, he was lightweight champion. He was cutting weight to go to lightweight. He's not a small dude, weight wise.
Right. I mean, he's not like a tank, like a Volkanovski. You know what I'm saying?
Of course not.
Like Volkanovski is the type of person who's like carrying weight, like Max Holloway and all these other people, like all these bigger featherweights. But anyway, Ige like showed that he belongs in the featherweight division. Like he's not some guy who's just, you know, coasting in that division. Like he can
100%.
He's very technical. He can put anyone out, because even when he fought against this other guy, the guy that Max Holloway just bodied, Kelvin Kattar. Even when he fought against Kattar won that convincingly, but it's not like Ige didn't belong in there with him. Like Ige was catching him. Ige has a chin for someone his size. So I was impressed by that knockout. That was crazy timing.
It was a respectful loss. That's what he
yeah, basically. And Davy Grant. Davy Grant was the third guy that I was like really, really impressed by. Because I was already impressed by what he was doing against that dude. What's that guy's name? Rodriguez? His name Rodriguez?
Yeah, Ray Rodriguez, yeah.
Ray Rodriguez. Ray Rodriguez. I was looking at him. I immediately liked him because he looked like Royval. So I was like, okay, let's do it. The second coming of Royval. And he was fighting like that was my first time seeing him fight. He was fighting like someone like, he was not fighting like Royval, but I was enjoying what he was doing. Like he was working, like he was doing some savage shit.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna do savage shit in the future. But Davy Grant, he just stuck to it. Like you could see that he was good, like from the beginning. You could see, his footwork. You could see he had solid striking himself. But man, when he came in that second round and started lighting this guy up, and then he caught that knockout with the switch dance, I was like, damn, man, that was insane. So those are my top three.
John?
My first one, I guess in order, I'm gonna go with Nasrat. How he says Hack Pressed, that guy, because Rafa is an animal, bro. The guy he fought is a fucking animal. I want that to be known. As you saw, like, granted, it wasn't the most technical, because Rafa comes right in your face and he's happy for you to punch him in the face while he beats the shit out of you, and that's kind of what it was. And how did he say his name? Hack Pressed. Hack Pressed. He weathered a crazy ass storm in that first round because Rafa was coming with the hitters. And, he pushed through and he showed that this ain't a 1 round fight. And he started moving. He started juking and jabbing and started piecing them up. And I just thought I would say it's a great comeback because I thought in that first round he was going to lose. I thought he was going to lose a fight. I thought the second round this guy was going to come out. But the problem is Hack Press kept throwing body kicks and Rafa kept blocking him with his arms over and over and over. And I think it kind of stopped him from being able to throw his punches. I think it was just all those shots he was taking to the forearm is kind of just like, took the power out of his hands.
Man, that teep kick was disgusting. But go ahead.
Yeah. And so I want to give that Hack Press guy his props because I didn't give him any in the beginning. I thought Rafa was going to body him. So that would be my first one. Quite obviously, who was my other one? Dan Ige, 100%. I've been a fan of this guy for a while. He's been my Dan Hardy of this era. I love this cat. There's potential. I don't know. I don't want to say this in a bad way. I don't know if there's championship potential there yet because he still has plenty of time and room to evolve. But where he's at now, I love this guy. Like I love watching him fight. I love when I hear that he's on the card. Like that's one of the main reasons I was hyped for this card. Once I saw Ige, I was like, cool. And then his opponent drops out, and he says, "Give me anyone." And they feed him. This guy he beat is not a fucking joke, man. This guy is a monster. He didn't look like it because again, it was kind of like if your first fight you saw with Jose Aldo was with Conor McGregor, you wouldn't understand who Jose Aldo is. Like he caught him. Whatever, but Gavin Tucker's no joke, man. I was terrified for Ige, but he caught him, and that was fantastic. Oh my gosh! And I would say, Davy Grant. He's cool, but he like Ryan Spann. I thoroughly enjoyed his fight. I'm super excited for Spann's evolution because another one of those guys. He's going to get better and better and better, and you can feel it. I love the way he talks. I love his mindset. And he was on one of those "yeah, I must have forgot" kind of deals because he was like, I was on a crazy win streak. Yeah, I lost the fight, but don't forget who I am. I love that guy. I love the way he speaks. I love the way he fights. He fights with passion. And, again, another one, he went through a little adversity, but,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the future of Ryan Spann. I think he's going to be a big, big deal, especially if he keeps training the right way and keeps sharpening everything and adding the tools. He's going to be a scary individual in these coming years.
All right. Chris?
So, logically, you got to start with Ashley Yoder. I mean,
Logically.
no, I'm just playing.
Tell me I saw the Wanda Sykes picture though. Tell me that one.
Oh yeah. Ashley Yoder, she's the future of the division. Just got like an 80-inch reach. She's 6'2". No. Definitely, I'm gonna start with Jourdain. I mean, that was a great knockout. She put that guy away real quick. You know what? I gotta go with the Hawaiian guy, Ige. I mean, he had a great performance that night. But yeah, John, like you said, what's the guy's name? I forgot. Ryan Spann. You know what I was most impressed about him was, I mean, first of all, he essentially knocked the guy out twice. That first knockdown, that guy was rocked. And I like the commentators, how they pointed out that he didn't go into his guard, potentially get submitted, try some ground and pound. He immediately told him to stand up. And I feel like a lot of these guys that are, real talented strikers, they should let these guys get up right away and just keep piecing them up. So I thought his fight IQ was real high there, because as soon as he knocked that guy down, he goes, get up and let me knock you out again. So I really like that. I thought he did the perfect thing you should do in that situation.
Agreed.
The Superman tattoo, maybe not a fan, but I was real impressed with his performance. And you know what? I want to see this guy fight maybe a top 5 light heavyweight. So that's in terms of knockouts that night. That guy's definitely my favorite. I
agree, though. His tat really needs a touch up.
Yeah,
100%. Especially if that's your nickname, you might want to get a touch up.
Yeah, throw some color in there.
Yes. So I mean, we all have some of the same choices. For me, same thing. Charles as well. Charles Jourdain. He's always had the skill set. He's always been an exciting fighter to watch. He's always been entertaining. But to see the heart and to see the warrior's mentality, going back to his corner and saying, "I want to be a champion. I'm not going to give up," and then letting loose in that round.
Just inspiring, bro.
Very inspiring. Very inspiring. And it shows you that he has that warrior's spirit as well. Obviously, Dan Ige, I mean, come on. The dude got hands. He's very durable, very strong, very technical as well. And
he's getting better. That's the scary thing.
Rate. Yeah, he definitely is. And he just smoked that guy. It wasn't even question about it. He walked up like, yeah, like I'm back. I'm the man. You know what I mean? It's walked up. Oh man. And man, honestly, I was gonna say Angela Hill, but I can't say her really because like the person that she did it against, I wasn't really impressed. It was a great performance, but Spider Monkey, like she's like 100 and
oh man,
Spider Monkey. Yeah. I'm just thinking about the chat. I can't get that out.
It's the worst nickname. What was she thinking?
Who wrote that in the chat, by the way? Who was the one that wrote that in the chat? That was Rose, right?
So now the first one.
Man.
Now this guy might surprise us a little bit. So Leon, I wasn't impressed by. We all know he's skilled already, so I wasn't really impressed that he was a skilled guy. But no one ever really rocked Muhammad like that, except for one other guy.
Jeff Neal.
Jeff Neal. Yeah. So seeing how strong Leon was, while still being sharp and being out for so long, that was impressive because sometimes you can lose motivation. Sometimes, he had COVID as well. Once or twice, he was really sick, I heard. So to see him that sharp and that on point versus Bilal Muhammad, who's a guy who's, as durable as they come, to see him, put on that kind of performance, to me, that was impressive. So yeah, Dan Ige, Leon Edwards, and Charles Jourdain, for sure.
I agree, though, for Leon Edwards to come on, it looked like he had no ring rust, man. It looked like the way he did. I mean, shit. You would think he'd come in kind of like waiting, trying to feel it out. He immediately took the center of the cage, man. Immediately. It was good. That man is right. I mean, his mind, ring rust don't exist. He's another Dominic Cruz. Cool.
One honorary mention. The guy that edged that win over Kopp, even though I thought Kopp edged that win.
Yeah.
I feel like he edged that win, and shout out to him. He wasn't twerking in this fight.
Holla, 100%.
But I feel like this was a situation where I feel like the guy who fought him overachieved, and I felt like Cap underachieved. Like Cap he's still not really fighting to his potential, but he woke up a little more on this fight. So I think he'll probably be better in the next fight. But that other guy, I was impressed by his work rate, by the fact that he basically beat Cap in the identical way to Pantoja. Like it was basically all the same shit. Like the teep kick over and over again. He was mixing it up with the strikes. He had a crazy work rate, a lot of volume. So I mean that fight could have gone either way, but I think Cap edged it. What?
I said the argument could also be made that Cap was beating himself again in that round.
Yeah,
because he was also doing the same thing he did.
No, but that's
fight.
what I'm saying.
Nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Cap the whole first round, like he was overthinking it.
Yeah.
In the second round, he came alive. That was the best I've seen him so far since I've been watching him in the UFC. Right?
He caught that first punch and then he just started wailing. It was crazy. I loved it.
Right, but in the third round, it was like a mix of the first two rounds. Like he was overthinking, but then he came back like in like the last like maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds or whatever, and he started like doing some work. But that's what I'm saying. I think it was too little, too late. It was one of those, and those type of fights you can't leave in the hands of the judges.
Did they show the significant strikes or no?
I'm not sure.
I think he outstruck
in the third round. Did he outstrike him in the third round?
I think overall he might have outstruck the dude, if I'm not mistaken.
Now with Cape, right? Cap, whatever his name is. I've been following him prior to the UFC, and when you watch him, usually he's just in the pocket. He's able to slip and counter and hurt you really quickly, and just he's more active usually. Now it's like he's watching his opponent and he's like just waiting for like I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if it's jitters going into the UFC. He's not comfortable yet there, or he's like, because sometimes the pressure of hype can also make you overly think as well about what you're going to do instead of being free. So, but if Dana White doesn't boot him for losing twice in a row, I hope not. I'm hoping that we see him actually be free for once in the octagon the way he usually is, and when he's fighting at his highest potential. I
agree that it could be the jitters. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I was going to say they might as well feed him Ray Borg. That's a good fight.
Oh my god! But
feed him the goat. See how he does.
Because like you said, he's always active back in the day, but he was he was still active, like moving wise, just wasn't hitting anybody. He wasn't hitting the guy. So he was just, it was just the physical damage that kind of just left the game, because he was fainting, he was doing all that good shit, and then dancing and doing these stupid things, and it's just like, you're not doing anything, bro. So then like this fight started the same way, and then the second round kind of started, and then like once he hit him and then hit him again, and he opened up, and it was like, this is the guy we've been waiting for right there. And maybe this fight, even though hopefully, like you said, hopefully Dana doesn't cut him, and he comes for another fight, give him anybody, doesn't matter, and he just comes to fight. Like he just says, you know what, I felt it now. Like I'm in the UFC now. I think that could be, you could be right on that.
So Jim, I want to ask you, because you followed him from before he got into the UFC. Was he fighting fighters with that move laterally?
Oh, yeah.
Like these two guys, these last two guys he fought?
For sure. And not only that, but usually his counter strikes are also more accurate. And usually, once again, he uses more of his tool sets, leg kicks and everything. Which he was doing that more so in this fight than the last fight. But usually, he's able to just counter so quick and so well, just right in the pocket and hurt you easily. And he showed a little bit of that last night, because that counter was so fast, but the guy was stunned. He was stunned, early on. So, like I said, I believe that he has the skill set, and I believe even Bisping was saying it too. Like, this guy, he has the skills. He just has to put it together and get out of his own head.
It kind of reminds me of like when Marlon Moraes first got to the UFC. Like he was like in his head.
Oh yeah.
And he just started starching dudes. and
Left
then
to right.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
he ran into the
Triple
cringe lord,
C.
and then it was downhill from there. But either way, you get my example.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
but
Cringe lord.
The cringe lord. Guess
He
what?
really is.
Triple C's out of the testing pool. I don't think we're ever going to see C4.
oh, he's out.
Yeah, he's out. He's out. He's
I
out of testing
don't know
pool.
why he was talking about. I don't know why he was talking about like Sterling or Jan. I think it would be way more like fascinating if he waits it out and then fights like the winner of like because Sterling to me is not really a worthy opponent for what you call it for Triple C. I think a worthy opponent would be like
You're
Jan
talking about the
and
champ right now. How dare you?
that's a good point. That's a good point. But the champ is a champ, right? But what do you call it? Between I think it should be between Jan and someone else, or he should put his money where his mouth is and actually come back and fight like for the third belt, like because the intergender is not up for grabs yet. But you know he could fight Max Holloway.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Sucks. And honestly, I mean that seriously. That sucks because I think they're missing something here that could be great. You know, like if anybody you take the chance on that with, it's Amanda Nunes. Why not?
Yeah, she's already.
Why not? You know,
Bro,
you're not gonna throw
Triple
Paige
C-
Van Zandt in there with a dude, obviously, but you know,
I'd watch that.
Bro, Triple C would send her to the shadow realm, bro.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
I mean, Triple C. Honestly, Amanda Nunes. I think she'll do well against like, I would say, like people outside of the top 10.
yeah,
Like I can't see her beating
At what weight?
any of the top 10 in
like
in,
imagine
in
Volkanovski.
bantamweight.
Oh, hell
What?
no.
Imagine her
What?
versus Volkanovski.
No, I'm talking about in bantamweight.
No, I'm just saying in general.
Like-
yeah, in general.
Yeah, like in bantamweight.
Maybe TJ Dillashaw.
Oh my god,
Give her
Jesus
Dillashaw.
Christ!
You might as well
Joe
feed her
Soto.
Stipe at this point.
If for Joe Soto,
Joe Soto. There we go. Like
Soto.
Joe Soto. She'll watch Joe Soto.
I don't know. There's Ray Borg too. I'm bringing up the goat again.
Ray Borg would watch Amanda, to be honest.
Ray Borg has to weigh in at straw weight, and Amanda's at thick weight, and then just put him in the octagon.
Here's the thing about Amanda Nunes, right? Most people say that. So they said that in training, she was dropping guys in training, and they said that most women who hit her, they feel like, wow, like my ex-boyfriend who abused me just hit me just now. No, like
Bro, that's some dark shit.
domestic violence is not funny, you know. Domestic violence is a horrible thing, but I've heard a quote of someone who said this actually. You know, there's a woman who said, she said, you know, Amanda Nunes hit me one time, and I've been hit by guys, and it's like, wow, it's been the hardest I've been hit before, and I'm like, man, that is a scary woman, but that also makes you appreciate people like, you know, Jermaine, what's her name again?
Randomly?
I mean,
Randomly
Jermaine
more.
Randomly?
She
Black
actually-
History Month?
Black
yeah,
History
yeah, like, she actually hurt Amanda Nunes in standing up. She hurt her to the point where Nunes had to wrestle her the whole fight.
What's
So,
Felicia made out of?
oh, Felicia, yeah,
Felicia took a beating.
yeah.
I think Felicia's just made of clay. Like
Felicia's there to
nose,
wrestle. She's there to wrestle. She's not there
Yeah.
to fight.
her nose, like bro, she fought Cyborg. Her nose was in the back of her head, and she didn't blink.
Well,
didn't blink.
that was an intergender fight. No, I'm joking. But that was a tough fight for her, man. It's a tough fight for her. It's a recurring
Yeah.
joke. It's okay.
Yeah.
Cancel.
So real quick, let's brush on what's her name? The
Kevin.
girl who's calling out Amanda Nunes for a fight. Juliana.
Oh, Pena. Go ahead.
Honestly, what fight would you make now? I feel like if no one else is going to fight her, you know, Valentina's booked for a fight. You might as well make that fight. I think that she'll do better than Megan Anderson, to be honest.
Okay,
Not saying she'll
so
win, but I'm saying that she has a bigger chance of at least if she gets to grapple her and get her on the ground somehow, she has a better chance than Megan Anderson did. So
okay, so Ariel Hawani made a good point. He said He said that whenever you have someone calling out someone repeatedly, at some point you should reward them, right? So Juliana Pena has been calling out Amanda forever, since she was on a winning streak and she was undefeated, since she was able to string together a couple of wins. And there's really no one else for Amanda to fight right now in bantamweight. And I gotta say, I know Amanda is gonna murder her. However, I'm still
100%.
fascinated by the fight. I'm still fascinated by the fight because Juliana Pena cut one of the best promos I've heard by a female fighter in a while. When she went on that Ariel Helwani show and she was talking her shit, like talking wild smack, I was just thinking to myself, like, damn, like I'm intrigued now because I'm intrigued because she looks like she believes what she's saying, and she was funny, you know. I mean, I think I'm intrigued by that fight, to be honest.
I think I agree with you where when I say she cut a good promo, I'll say to the casuals, yeah, they're probably like, "Oh, she looks like a WWE person." Cool. But people who watch the sport, people who perform in it, everybody who knows the sport knows she don't belong in there with Amanda. Let's keep it real. Juliana Pena is quickly becoming the Kevin Lee of this division, and it's really bothering me, man. I don't know.
You can't really say that because the thing is she's been competitive in every single fight she's been
100%.
in. Even against
I didn't say
Shevchenko, she was competitive.
I never said she wasn't a good fighter. She's a great fighter.
Right.
But we're talking about belonging in there with the GOAT. No.
I'll say this.
Now, granted, when Jen said, I want to just real quick say, I wholeheartedly agree. As long as it's all, for me, it's all about whatever Amanda wants. If Amanda wants to fight again, this is the fight to make. Give it to her. She has to defend that belt too, right? Go back down, defend your bantamweight belt, beat shit out this girl, and then there's only one conversation to be had, and that's Valentina. There's nothing else to talk about. Valentina get her fight. Amanda Nunes can make a quick turnaround, beat shit out this girl, and it'll be the perfect time. Maybe even do an Ultimate Fighter with both of them. Imagine. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, from what I'm hearing,
I would love that actually.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
But a bunch of new female fighters. I want more female fighters. You know, bring in a bunch of them from everywhere.
That's the thing. So from what I'm hearing that Amanda Nunes is telling her team that she'd rather fight Jermaine again in a rematch because Jermaine just finished Juliana. But I mean, in my opinion, I don't know. I don't know. Like honestly, I think that Jermaine is a better striker than Amanda Nunes as far as kickboxing. But I don't think
more technical skilled. Yes,
yeah. But I don't
better.
But I doubt her ground game improved that much to where she's gonna be able to stop the takedowns. Or
hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, she couldn't do that in 6 years. So
all right. So Jen, you were like,
yeah, the way he said that, like he came close. He was like, "Yeah, she couldn't do it in like 6 years." But I don't know.
No, I want to, Jem. You were like, I think Juliana Pena is a better matchup, or is going to do better than Megan Anderson. Of course. So how she got finished? Anyone would do better than Megan Anderson against Amanda.
Of course. Oh my God.
You know what? I'll watch it. Juliana Pena, let's watch someone else get mauled. I'm always entertained.
100%. 100%.
But
Chris, honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
Chris, like you were better off, putting that money on Juliana than Megan Anderson.
Oh, I agree, and I'll probably make the same mistake.
Absolutely,
make the same mistake.
You'll lose as many dollars.
This is same amount till I'm broke. Well, this time I'm putting pesos on it, but no. I think we gotta look. I think we gotta look outside the UFC right now for anyone that has a prayer's chance of fighting Amanda. And I think Kayla Harrison, who fights at women's lightweight, which is buck wild in itself. I think she was Ronda's training partner. She's a giant girl. I think
she
Kayla
trains
Harrison
with Nunes, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
does she?
She trains with Nunes. Yeah, they're friends.
There you go.
Friends.
She's got the inside scoop right there. Bring in Kayla Harrison, have her fight Amanda, because this girl's fighting at fucking lightweight. That's insane. I mean, I think that's the only real challenge.
They asked Nunes about it in the press conference, and she was saying, she was like, listen, she was like, this is business. If we have to cross paths and meet each other, she's like, it is what it is. We make the fight. She's like, they have respect for each other, obviously, but they know like this, the path is through her. Period. Through 2 weight classes, whether you're friends with her or not, that's the only way you're ever going to achieve your dream. So that's like if Rose was the championship division, I had to go through him. I'm gonna fuck his ass up. You know, that's just what it is.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
And then we're gonna go have drinks later and call it a day. But I'm gonna fuck his ass up. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with me, Rose.
You have a great imagination.
Don't play with me, Rose.
You got a great imagination.
This next podcast could be real, bro. Don't play with me, baby.
What weight class you guys fight now?
That's the problem.
Open weight.
Yeah,
Open weight.
No, you know, but yeah. So honestly, but isn't it crazy how much respect we it shows you how good Valentina is that we actually are giving her, you know, the credit of being able to beat, you know, Nunes as dominant, you know, as she's been. It just shows you how great Valentina is. You know what I mean?
Well, she won one of those fights. I don't care what the judges say.
She definitely did.
And honestly, if you guys are down, I'm gonna say this live so everybody can hear it. I want to rewatch that fight with all of you, and we'll do it on camera, and we'll print out scorecards and everything, and we'll score the fight unbiased, completely unbiased.
Yeah.
And I want to see where all of our heads at the second time around, because I swear on my life that woman won that fight, bro. I literally told them. I remember going up to the table next to us, and they were all about Nunes. And I said, Valentina won that fight, but they're going to give it to Nunes. And they all agreed. Nunes table, they all agreed. They said, yeah, I think Valentina won. I was like, no, they're going to give it to Nunes. Watch. And then sure enough, they gave it to Nunes. Yeah. I know how this fucking judging system works, man. It's terrible.
But once again,
so I think that's a deserved trilogy that we need. I think we need it for closure. Real fans need that fight for closure.
Yeah. But props to Nunes, man. I mean, let's give her flowers while she's still here and still fighting. Incredible. Probably one of the greatest. Actually, no, so far the greatest, you know, women's combat
period
in history. So shout outs to her for sure.
With respect to Chris Cyborg.
Yeah.
I mean, she paved the way. That woman didn't lose for like 30 years. She's incredible. But I think just the caliber of athlete is different when it comes to Nunes. I think she's just, and the fact that she's, you know, fighting at the top tier. And like we always talk about the hype and the pressure that it comes with being a UFC champion. It's totally different. And to go in there and just happy, playing with her daughter, and then go end this woman's life minutes later. It's like, yo, who is this chick, man? It's amazing.
A lioness is more dangerous when they actually have cubs.
They the ones that get the food. The husband just sits there and waits. Like, you need to hurry up. I love it. Shout out to her daughter too. She's mad cute. Shout out to Reagan.
Chris has a joke right now in his head, but he's like, you know what? I don't really get canceled, so
Chris is like, do I do
it? Not this time. Maybe after a couple brewskis out here on the beach, maybe, but not right now.
It's like, I just got here. I don't want to get canceled yet.
Son, I thought you had brewskis for breakfast.
Oh, I did. You just don't see them.
But next fight coming up, Holland versus Brunson. Last thoughts about that fight?
I think it's gonna be what Brunson shows up. I think that's kind of the story with that fight for me. We know Kevin Holland is on. He has steam behind him. We know where his head is at. We know what he wants, everything like that. He's on the come up. You know, Brunson, we all know how dangerous he is, but it's what Brunson is going to show up. You know, I think if Brunson shows up, it's going to be a hard night for Holland. Hard, tough.
All right. I agree, but my prediction is Kevin Holland first round finish. Submission, TKO, KO, doesn't matter. Kevin Holland is very, very unorthodox, very lanky, very unpredictable, and very creative. And I see Bronson has improved too. The way he handled Shabazian, incredible. But Bronson is still kind of rigid in my opinion. So usually when you have a fighter that rigid and that like, okay, stick to the game plan kind of fighter versus someone who's as loose as Kevin Holland, I see him getting caught with something unexpectedly and getting finished.
So his strongest attribute is the last thing you mentioned. Kevin Holland is the fact that he's so free spirited, and he just also when he talks throughout all of his fights, so that shows you how free he is at all times. I think the fact that he's like real wiry, free, and just on a tear right now. I think Brunson is gonna want to panic wrestle him like the whole time, kind of like when he fought Izzy. So I think what's his name? I think Holland's gonna like check his jaw like probably in like the beginning of the second round.
Yeah, I'm going with Kevin Holland. I think it's anyone's fight. You got a puncher's chance. But I want to hear Kevin Holland talk some shit as he's giving him some ground and pound later in the fight.
Yo,
that's what
Kevin.
That's what I'm most forward to.
Kevin Holland is like one of my favorite fighters right now. Just for that, like,
Yeah.
just for that reason alone. Like, I mean, his skills are amazing. I love watching his style and everything. But the fact that he talks throughout the fights, it's like watching a street fight every time he fights. Like,
Yeah,
I would love to see him fight someone like Nate Diaz or what's his name, or Jorge. Like that would just be a street
it's
spectacle.
it's coming, baby. He's an expert in verbal warfare during the fight, which is amazing, you know? Oh my gosh. I just hope that he doesn't come in too confident. That's my worry with when you're on the come up with steam like him, especially with a guy like Brunson. I think back to Johnny Walker, Corey Anderson, you know, like he came in way too confident, forgetting who this cat is. Brunson is really fucking good, and we better not forget that.
Yeah. So who do you have winning the fight, though? Who do you have winning?
Holland.
No.
I say second round finish. Probably maybe submission. But again, that's just you know my general theory of if how the fight. I think it's gonna go again, but it just all depends on what Brunson is gonna come. Like, you know. We can't just be too confident on Holland because he's the shit right now. Brunson is no joke.
Yeah. All right.
That wraps it up. I think that was, yeah.
Yeah.
That wraps it up. Stay tuned for next week when we break down Holland versus Brunson. Is there any other fight on there that's worth mentioning in terms of like that we could look forward to next weekend?
I didn't see anything.
All right. There you have it. There you have it. That wraps it up. Stay tuned and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Peace out.
See you.